Alright, hey everybody, how's it going? My name is MRC Core, and we are back with some more Pokemon Showdown. Now, this is Team Building 101, and today I've randomized using PokeAimMD.com to randomize some Pokemon, and I found Sandaconda. Let me know what your favorite ground type is in the comments below. I'm very curious to know. Sandaconda is not one of mine. My favorite ground type, I actually don't know. No, yes I do. It's Mamoswine. What am I talking about? Mamoswine's my favorite one. But I randomized and I got a Sandaconda on that list. And I was like, you know, I kind of want to use this Sandaconda here. So, I have the set that I'm going to use that we're going to build a team around. So, Team Building 101, if you didn't know, what we do is we build a team around one Pokemon. And we just kind of go over different methods, different styles, stuff like that, and make a team out of it. And then in the second video, in the sequel to building the team, we battle with it and test it out. So that's the whole importance, because that's the whole team building method, is you build a team, you test it out, and if it doesn't work, you go back and tweak it a little bit, see what you're weak to, etc., etc. So, I think that a really good set for Sandaconda would actually be Stealth Rock Glare, Earthquake, and Rock Tomb. You could also use Rock Slide or Rock Blast. I like Rock Tomb for the accuracy, and literally it's only going to hit Volcarona with Rock Tomb. Oh, but I don't get rest if I do that. So what if I did this? What if I did this? This is also not the spread I'd be using. I'd be doing this, because I believe with max defense, let me actually count this. I believe with max defense, nope, Banded Surging Strike still kills Sandaconda from full HP. My friend lied to me. My friend, I have an old friend, acquaintance really, who said that they were running max defense Sandaconda because it lives Surging Strikes from Urshifu, and I was like, no it doesn't. It never does that. It's like asking Hippo to live it. Hippo doesn't even live that. And Hippo is slightly less bulky, believe it or not, just because even though Hippo has so much more HP, the defense is less. Just because the defense is like that much less. It's not like so much less so that it makes a significant amount. No, it doesn't, because the HP is so much higher on Hippo. Hippo is much better than Sandaconda. Like, if you're using Sandaconda, you're using it for Glare. Let's get that straight. You're using it for Glare at that point. Otherwise, Hippo's just better. But it does live close combat. It lives 2 close combat. No, it doesn't. It lives 1 close combat. I don't know what they were talking about. I don't think they calc anything, man. You don't calc anything if you don't do that. Alright. Well, I guess I could also go with Stealth Rock over this. So this is just like a very simple set. And we can also tweak this around a little bit. I don't think Coil would really work in OU, because Sandaconda is not the speediest thing on the planet. It's really not. So doing that would have to be what it is. It doesn't have the highest attack stat. Obviously, we're to make it offensive with Coil. Cool. But you would also need 2 boosts instead of 1 to do the deed to make it really good. Obviously, you could try Iron Defense Body Press. I think that could work in tandem with Shed Skin. So you could have like Rest, Talk, Iron Defense Body Press, for example. Or if you didn't want that, you could have Rest, Iron Defense, Body Press, and I don't know, Earthquake or Drill Runs, I don't know, something. What is this net? Get out of here. But yeah, you could have something like that, I guess. But really, I think the best thing that Sandaconda is going to be suited to, at least in this tier, is pretty much just doing what it can. It's not that good. It's really just good. Its best thing is Glare. Like, that's the thing that you really have to, you know, account for. Is Glare is the main move that you would be using Sandaconda for. So, keeping that in mind, I actually want to try Paraspam. Like, I think that could actually be pretty useful, so I'm going to run a Rocky Helmet Magic Guard Clefable. The reason that I want to do that is because Clefable should be able to counter Ferrothorn. Most of them don't run Gyro Ball anymore, which is good for Clefable, because you can have a set like Moonblast, Flamethrower, Thunder Wave, and Soft Boiled, which this looks like one of the most annoying sets ever imagined because it is a Clefable. But you know how it is. So with this Clefable set, the main idea is get Rocky Helmet Chip. You can absorb status very easily because you're Magic Guard. And you're physically defensive, so you know what physically defensive Clef does. It's very annoying to deal with. But basically, it's able to handle Ferrothorn because it has Flamethrower. Thunder Wave can paralyze things, so that's very annoying for them to deal with. So right now, I'm looking at Stealth Rock Sandaconda with, again, Rocky Helmet being just a good item. So this is just going to be a good way to get chip on things. If I end up not liking the Rocky Helmet on Clefable, I'll change it for Leftovers. But the main thing that I'm thinking about for this Clefable outside of Thunder Wave is actually being able to absorb Leech Seed from Ferrothorn. Because with Magic Guard, you don't get your health drained, and Ferrothorn doesn't actually recover health that way. So this is a very good switch into Ferrothorn that isn't running Gyro Ball. If it's running Gyro Ball, well, that's a different story, because unfortunately Gyro Ball is a 2-hit KO. Just because Clef is that much faster than Ferrothorn. But yeah, so I think starting off with this, well, we have like a pretty good leeway. Now I could go and make this a rain team with what's left. I don't want to do that. Usually if you're going to go rain team, go all in. Don't like make half of a rain team. Just go all in because you're going to get the most out of it that way. The most mileage. Weavile would be very good because Weavile would be able to help deal with Landorus. So far, the only thing that deals with Landorus is Clefable. Sandaconda doesn't touch it, it just paralyzes it. But again, it's Paraspam. So Paras from Sandaconda, Paras from Clefable, they're going to go a long way. So I think, considering what Tapu Fini is, which is, hey, you're not able to paralyze things on my team, I actually want to go and get something that can check Tapu Fini. So something like Tapu Lele actually would be really good for me, or Tapu Koko. I think that what I'm going to do, I could also try Rillaboom. Rillaboom's always an option. I like Rillaboom a lot. I think that I am going to go with Choice Specs Tapu Lele though, just because this is what Choice Specs Tapu Lele does. It forces switches. Anytime that it is able to come in for free, it is going to force a switch no matter what your opponent does. I've never seen it not force a switch. I'm honestly okay if Blissey walls us because we have Rocky Helmet on these two here, which is quite annoying for it. So I don't mind that Psyshock won't be there to hit it. I would actually rather have Thunderbolt because Corviknight, just looking at the first 3 Mons, yeah, I have Flamethrower on Clefable. Corviknight's too bulky for that. It's not going to kill. It's not even going to come close to a 2-hit KO because Corviknight is bulky. And then obviously Sandaconda is not touching it. So, that being said, I think Specs Lele makes a lot of sense because it's not the fastest Pokemon in the tier, but with Paraspam being a thing here, that actually is going to help out Tapu Lele significantly. Because imagine getting a paralysis on Urshifu. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. And I actually think I like the sound of Jellicent because I'm looking at Urshifu and it beats my entire team. So, what is the number one way to deal with Urshifu? Run a Jellicent, because Jellicent with Water Absorb is immune to Surging Strikes, and its Ghost typing is immune to Fighting type moves. So that makes this an extremely viable answer to it. And I think that what this can do is pretty unique, because it does have Strength Sap. So I want to use Strength Sap, and I believe Hex, because this is, again, it's Paraspam. So I think Strength Sap plus Hex is going to go a long way in helping things out. We could also run Recover on it just to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. I do want to run Taunt because I believe that that's going to help out against these stall matchups. I can run a little bit of speed on Jellicent to outpace Clefable, to outpace Corviknight. And Taunt, again, it's going to go a pretty long way in helping deal with a lot of those Pokemon. I think Scald is just a good option, just to have that extra stab coverage there. So I want to go just a little faster than Corviknight, so we'll do that much speed. We're going to try to go a little more Fizdef. Yeah, I think Fizdef here, I think this is actually pretty good for it, because looking at this, if you look at, wow. If you look at this, this is basically similar to what Rotom's bulk is, just with the 246, 246. It's 250 if you want to look at Rotom's bulk. Rotom's bulk is 250, just dry, but it hits 304 HP. So with this, think about Rotom bulk, but going much further. So I think this is actually a really good spread for Jellicent here. Just max HP. You have 60 speed, so that you're faster than Corviknight. You can taunt it, prevent it from roosting. You can taunt Blissey. Blissey can't touch you anymore. Clefable can't heal itself, etc., etc. So I think that this Jellicent set actually goes quite a long way. And then, obviously, with the Paraspam support, Hex can do quite a lot of damage, and Scald can still fish for burns. So I think that that's very helpful. Now, looking at my team, Volcarona is a very big issue. I don't have a lot of great ways of dealing with Volcarona, so I think a very, very smart decision is just to add a Heatran to the team. And I'm probably going to, because we do have a ground type in Sandaconda, I could also change this to leftovers and make it specially defensive, which might actually be a pretty good option here, because it does have a lot of physical defense naturally. With that, you know, base 125, that's a lot of physical defense just naturally. So I think actually what I want to do is I want to make this Spadef so that it can help handle things such as Tapu Koko, and we're going to run leftovers instead. So this will be able to handle Tapu Koko better. It's going to be able to handle Regieleki, and it should also still easily beat Zeraora 1v1. So yeah, I think doing that is actually very nice. And Jellicent having good natural Spadef is also very good for the team. Now, an option that I can try with this Jellicent is... Can I do this? No. I get more out of it the other way. I get more out of it this way because that's much more defense that way. If this defense ends up not working, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go more into Spadef with this Jellicent. But I think the physically defensive Jellicent's going to do a lot for us because we're about to have Spadef Heatran. I would like to have it on Air Balloon, but unfortunately it doesn't look like that's a great option. Just because we do want to have that passive recovery from leftovers. I think that's going to go a long way. Because again, this is going to be the main thing against Volcarona. And we don't need Taunt on this Heatran, actually. So what I'm going to do is Protect. Because we have Stealth Rock on Sandaconda. But Protect is going to give us an extra turn of that leftovers. It's going to be able to scout moves. So, you know, it's just going to do what Heatran is really good at doing. What it's always been good at doing. I like running Heatran like this to where they're faster than defensive Landorus, and they still have a good amount of Spadef to work with. The reason that I like that is because going before Landorus goes, defensive Landorus. Going before defensive Landorus goes is important because if it's chipped down enough, Magma Storm can score an Oko. Or if you don't ever have a better option, you just go for Toxic and you put the timer on it. And again, this is going to go in towards helping Jellicent because it's going to power up that Hex. And Hex, even though it's base 85 special attack with no investment, it should still do quite a bit of damage, all things considered. So, you know, just kind of working with that. Magnezone is a problem. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm lying. But we do definitely want a flying type just because Garchomp exists. Togekiss would be a permanent counter to that, but I already have 2 fairy types, so I'm not terribly comfortable with getting a Togekiss. And Clefable and Tapu Lele can check Garchomp, so long as they're both healthy. But again, the thing with Garchomp is Swords Dance. Swords Dance Scale Shot is a very, very, very powerful set. I do want Defog as well. So I think the main thing here is I want to go Corviknight. I'm pretty sure I want to go Corviknight. If I don't go Corviknight, I could go with Galarian Zapdos. I could also go with Galarian Moltres. But I think Corviknight works a little... That was my Tapu Lele. Why was I on my Tapu Lele? Tapu Lele, import, export, just the choice spec set. We are not running Psyshock, we are running Psychick. This is Thunderbolt, so we can hit Corviknight without too much issue. Yeah. Also, now that's an interesting concept, but I like being faster than Adamant Urshifu and Rillaboom. I definitely want to be faster than Jolly Rillaboom. I think that's an important speed tier today. Also, if you see a Nidoking, I think it's important to be faster than that. Also, offensive Landorus. I think it's important to be faster than that if you can be. So yeah, I think that's very good for it. And then this last Pokemon, I kind of feel Corviknight. I kind of do feel Corviknight is one of my better options here. I could also try a few other things like, you know, Landorus or Tornadus. But I think, honestly, Corviknight is just going to do the best work for us. And I'm actually going to run fast Corviknight so that Magnezone can't trap it. Because if Magnezone traps Corviknight, suddenly my team is going to have some issues when it comes to ground types like Garchomp. Even though I can paralyze it with Sandaconda, I don't want it to get that Swords Dance off because that's going to OHKO everything on my team. So, oh, hey little kitty, how you doing? Hey little kitty. Yeah, just curl up in my lap. That's a good girl. That's a sweetie kitty. Yes, it is. I know you're just looking for a human to love you. Yes, you're so sweet. Alright, so Corviknight, I think Leftovers should be the item of choice because we do have a Rocky Helmet Clef. No, I think Brave Bird, Body Press. Nope, can't do that. I need U-turn so that I can U-turn out of Magnezone. And then just Roost Defog. So, this is the part where team building can kind of feel different, right? Because, obviously, this Corviknight can do a lot of things. It can do quite a bit of different things. I'm going to go the standard spread here, actually. Because this should live 2 Shadow Balls from Dragapult guaranteed, I believe. It also lives 2 Flamethrowers from Dragapult after Leftovers, so long as we don't get burned. Leftovers is going to go a long way for it, I think. Otherwise, you just run Rocky Helmet or Shed Shell. I don't like Shed Shell that much, so, you know. So Jellicent seems to be the weak link here. But again, I'm looking at Urshifu, I'm looking at this team, and Urshifu just nukes it without this Jellicent. So I think Jellicent's very, very needed here. Lele being the main wall breaker means that it's extremely, extremely important. And I haven't run Paraspam before. So that's like another thing to just think about there. But could I do better is the question. Could I in fact do better? I think I can. I think it could be Calm Mind Clef. It could just be generic Calm Mind Clef. But I think that Flamethrower might be important for Ferrothorn. But I think, honestly, having the option to Calm Mind Sweep at the end is honestly going to do it a lot more favors. Just because. Just having that ability to Calm Mind win, I think that's very important. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. And that's going to be the Team Building 101 Part 1 for this team. So if you liked it, please let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate that. I love hearing the feedback from you guys. And yeah, let me know what you think. And let me know what your favorite ground type is. Mine is Mamoswine. And with that, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you like to see videos similar to this one. And if you like to hear me wince in pain because my cat has her claws... Oh my god, why would you need me there? Why would you need me in my nipple? Stop. Your claws are sharp. You are a killer. You're an 8-pound killing machine, you little baby kitty. Anyway. Mifa. My cats are going berserk. Anyway. Take care, everybody.